In a quiet village surrounded by green hills and peaceful rivers lived two sisters, Emma and Sophia. Emma was 22, kind, responsible, and hardworking. Sophia was only 12, cheerful, curious, and full of dreams. They had lost their parents in a tragic car accident 3 years earlier, leaving them with nothing but a small wooden cottage and each other. On the night of the funeral, Emma held Sophia tightly and whispered through her tears, "I don't know how difficult life will become, but I promise I'll never let you feel alone." Sophia nodded and hugged her sister. "I trust you, Emma." From that day, Emma became more than a sister. She became a mother, a father, and Sophia's greatest protector. Every morning before sunrise, Emma walked several miles to work at a nearby bakery. She cleaned tables, baked bread, washed dishes, and carried heavy flour sacks. Her hands became rough, but she never complained. Every evening, she returned home with a warm smile and fresh bread for Sophia. Sophia often noticed Emma skipping dinner. "Aren't you hungry?" she asked. Emma smiled gently. "I already ate at work." But Sophia didn't know Emma was lying. She skipped meals so her little sister could eat enough. Years passed, and Sophia became one of the brightest students in school. Her teachers admired her intelligence and kindness. One afternoon, her teacher called Emma. "Sophia has been selected for a national science competition in the city." Emma's eyes filled with excitement. "That's wonderful." Then the teacher quietly added, "But the travel expenses and registration fee must be paid within 1 week." The amount was more money than Emma earned in 2 months. That night Emma couldn't sleep. She looked around their tiny cottage. There was nothing valuable left to sell. The next morning, Emma quietly walked into a jewelry shop carrying the only necklace their late mother had left her. The shop owner examined it. "This necklace is precious. Are you sure you want to sell it?" Emma looked at the necklace one last time. "My sister's future is worth more than any necklace." She sold it without hesitation. When Sophia found out, she cried, "Mom wanted you to keep it forever." Emma gently wiped away her tears. "Your dreams are the greatest gift Mom ever gave us." Sophia hugged her sister tightly. "One day I'll make you proud." The competition arrived. Sophia traveled to the city for the first time in her life. She was nervous as she entered the huge hall filled with talented students from across the country. Emma couldn't afford to travel with her. Instead, she waited at home, praying every minute. Late that evening, the phone rang. Emma answered with trembling hands. A joyful voice shouted, "Congratulations! Sophia won first place." Emma burst into tears. When Sophia returned home carrying her trophy, the two sisters cried in each other's arms. Life finally seemed hopeful. A local newspaper published Sophia's inspiring story. Soon, generous people from across the country offered scholarships for her education. Sophia promised herself she would study harder than ever. Years passed quickly. Sophia graduated from high school with the highest grades and earned admission to one of the country's best medical universities. Emma was happier than anyone else. She proudly watched Sophia leave for college. "Go chase your dreams," Emma said. "I'll always be waiting for you." Sophia hugged her tightly. "I won't let your sacrifices be wasted." University life wasn't easy. Sophia studied day and night while working part-time to reduce Emma's burden. Every weekend she called Emma. "Are you taking care of yourself?" Emma always answered with the same words. "Don't worry about me. Just become the woman you were born to be." One rainy evening while Emma was returning from work, a speeding truck lost control. Everything happened in seconds. Emma was struck while crossing the road. She was rushed to the hospital with serious injuries. The doctors immediately called Sophia. When Sophia received the phone call, her heart stopped. She dropped everything and ran out of the university, praying all the way to the hospital. As she entered the emergency room, she saw her beloved sister lying unconscious, surrounded by doctors. Sophia slowly held Emma's hand. For the first time in her life, she was terrified of losing the only family she had left. Sophia sat beside Emma's hospital bed all night, holding her sister's hand. The steady sound of the heart monitor echoed through the silent room as tears rolled down her cheeks. "Please don't leave me," she whispered. "You are my whole world." Hours later, the doctor entered the room. "The surgery was successful," he said. But Emma will need months of recovery. Sophia closed her eyes in relief and thanked God. From that day forward, everything changed. Sophia temporarily paused her university studies to care for the woman who had sacrificed her entire life for her. Every morning she prepared breakfast, helped Emma take her medicine, cleaned the house, and then spent long hours studying beside her hospital bed. One afternoon, Emma slowly opened her eyes. The first person she saw was Sophia, sleeping in a chair with her medical books still open. Emma smiled through her tears. "My little girl has grown up." When Sophia woke up, she immediately hugged her sister. "You scared me." Emma gently touched Sophia's face. "I'm sorry." Sophia shook her head. "No. Now it's my turn to take care of you." Months passed and Emma gradually recovered. Sophia returned to medical school with even greater determination. She remembered every sacrifice Emma had made. The long working hours, the sleepless nights, the empty stomach, and the priceless necklace their mother had left behind. Those memories became her strength. 4 years later, Sophia graduated as one of the top medical students in the country. During the graduation ceremony, every graduate invited someone special onto the stage. Sophia invited Emma. As they walked together, thousands of people applauded. The university president asked, "Who inspired you to become a doctor?" Sophia smiled with tears in her eyes. "My sister." The audience became silent. "When I lost my parents, I thought my life was over. But my sister gave up her dreams so I could keep mine alive. She worked until her hands bled. She skipped meals so I could eat. She sold our mother's necklace so I could continue my education. Every success I have belongs to her." Many people in the audience wiped away their tears. Sophia then turned toward Emma. "This diploma doesn't belong to me." She placed it into Emma's hands. "It belongs to the woman who earned it with her sacrifices." Emma couldn't stop crying. She hugged Sophia tightly as the audience stood for a long applause. News of Sophia's speech spread across the country. Millions of people were touched by the sisters' incredible story. Soon after, Sophia accepted a position as a doctor at one of the country's largest hospitals. Instead of buying an expensive car or a luxury apartment with her first salary, she had another dream. She secretly rebuilt the old wooden cottage where they had spent their childhood. The tiny house was transformed into a beautiful home, but Sophia kept one thing exactly the same: the small front porch where Emma had always waited for her after school. When the house was finished, Sophia brought Emma there. Emma looked around in amazement. "Our home." Sophia smiled. "It was never just a house. It was the place where love taught us how to survive." Emma hugged her once again. Years later, the sisters started a charity foundation to help orphan children receive food, education, and medical care. They wanted other children to have the opportunities they had almost lost. One day, while visiting the foundation, a little orphan girl asked Sophia, "Are you my doctor?" Sophia smiled. "Yes." The little girl then looked at Emma. "And who is she?" Sophia held Emma's hand proudly. "She is my hero." Emma looked surprised. "I'm just your sister." Sophia gently shook her head. "No. You were my mother when I needed one. You were my father when I had none. You were my teacher, my protector, and the reason I never gave up." Emma's eyes filled with tears. The two sisters embraced as the children around them smiled. Many years later, as they grew old together, they often sat on the front porch of their home, watching the sunset. Emma smiled and asked, "Do you remember the promise I made after Mom and Dad passed away?" Sophia nodded. "You promised I would never be alone." Emma squeezed her hand. "Did I keep my promise?" Sophia smiled through tears. "You kept it every single day of your life." The sisters looked toward the golden sunset, grateful for every hardship that had made their bond even stronger. They had lost their parents, but they had never lost each other. And in the end, they realized that family is not measured by how many people stand beside you. It is measured by the one person who never lets go of your hand, no matter how difficult life becomes. Moral of the story: true family is built on love, sacrifice, and loyalty. The greatest gift you can give someone is to stand beside them during their darkest days. Because love shared through sacrifice becomes a legacy that lasts forever.